Babe, wake up, a new series of collaborative builds has just dropped. So 12 builders have come together to build the 12 different Zodiac signs in LEGO form, and they look incredible. Like, legit, these are some of the best mocks that I've seen this year. So we're going to split this in half. 6 in this episode, 6 in the next episode, which will probably come out this coming Tuesday, unless I change my mind, but most likely then. So let's dive in and take a closer look at these incredibly detailed mocks that represent the Zodiac signs so well. Patrick Biggs starts us off with Leo Rising, and wow, this mock has presence. The piercing white eyes, the powerful stance that they've been built into. Even the fact that it's like elevated and standing on top of a rock. They look powerful, they look like a king. You know, you see that in acting sometimes, where a villain or just a really powerful character, they just have this presence to them. There's like gravitas, there's weight. And, you know, sometimes it seems like that actor is just kind of doing nothing, but they have so much power over everyone else in the room. They're in control. No one else is going to beat them in any way. I feel like somehow Patrick managed to capture that same kind of energy and gravity. He's packed all of that into this mock. You know, I talk a lot about how hard it is to showcase character and emotion in a mock. To turn plastic bricks into a living, breathing character. That just by looking at it, you know who they are, what they're feeling, all that kind of stuff. But to give a mock presence like this, that's something I don't really know if I've seen before. I think it's magical. To make it look so imposing, to give it weight, to give it power, exceptional. I also adore all these animal tails in white stemming off of the body of the lion. The way they kind of like flutter so it looks like they're being caught by the wind, it's extraordinary. The sense of motion, the sense of movements, it's unreal. And look at this sick sun design as well, using a golden shield piece that came on the Brain Attack Rocker set, and then merging it with some of these ornate gold pieces so that it kind of looks a little bit like the rays of the sun. So clever. I love the way that this head design has been built. The mane itself is magnificent. I love this mock a lot. My Snail Eats Pizza is up next, and they've built Aries. Man, these golden horns really pop up against this monochrome black ram. I love how chunky they are too. They really stand out from everything else, and for all the right reasons as well. So the pieces used to make these horns, they all appear on this Ninjago dragon set here. It's a relatively recent one. And Jonathan, the person who built this mock here, they I think have advanced that design a little bit further and crafted it into something truly awesome, giving it a little bit more curvature than we saw on the set. Now, I love all these blue flames on the feet too. You know, again, it's so majestic, especially up against all of that black. But the way he's designed it, it really does look like it's engulfed in some sort of spiritual flame. Oh, and check out the use of this Darth Maul shoulder piece, the one that you're seeing right here that came on this set. If you look closely, you can see that it's embedded into the neck design. The way that that blends in with the body, the way it glides upwards towards the head, so sleek and so sick. This is an exceptional mock. It's really, really well done. J6 Crash has brought Sagittarius to life. It's extraordinary work here, especially on this horse body. The use of a lot of these white animal tail pieces, the same piece we were talking about on Leo before, but using those and other similar claw pieces or tail parts to recreate the wonderful curves and the organic body of this horse. So well done. The shaping here is just on point. So the human half of this centaur, I think it's very well made. I love this abs area, and the way that they're using some of these tan 1x1 curved slope pieces. Using those to recreate abs, great idea, but also the way that they bend like that. Awesome. J6 Crash has captured human anatomy so very well, and also just perfectly recreating the way a normal body flexes and moves. That's not something you see every day. I adore that. Now, the rocks below here, I want to quickly talk about these. The shades of grass, everything that's down here, exceptional. As someone who loves to build system mocks, I especially love to build landscape builds, and as someone who's actively studied a lot of nature and LEGO landscape in mocks and stuff like that, well, it's safe to say this is some really good landscape. And if I'm honest, I think it's rare to see really good landscape coupled with a really good Bionicle build. You do see it every now and then, but it's uncommon for builders to have a really good balance and really good technique in both areas. But this here is very well executed. The way he's positioned all these different leaves, the subtle shades of them. It looks just like the real world. And a good base complements a mock so very well. This is some really good stuff. Now for Gemini by Panavara. So some really clever part use going on here. The neck, for example, it's using the balloon piece that comes on a set much like this one in white. And then if you want the same piece but in black, it appears in this LEGO City set. Yeah, these balloon pieces rock. And placing two of them side by side like this, the curvature of that is breathtaking. But also the fact that it creates this lovely black and white split down the middle. Awesome. That's a really great way of showcasing Gemini. But look at this head design. Using LEGO owls to form the front part of the face, that's so clever. And the smooth look of these pieces, it complements the smooth look of all the other pieces that have been used on this mock. Heck, I mean, even seashells for the upper part of the leg? Good idea. It's just awesome work here. And a 50-50 split down the entirety of this mock, and consistent textures at the same time. Well, I love it. Sandro Quattrini gives us a recreation of Cancer. Now, speaking of incredible shaping, wow, all of these dark tan areas here, so well crafted. The way that those Star Wars torso pieces in dark tan, the way they flow onto the chest, and then the way that another one of them, but this time turned upside down, how that then leads into some CCBS armor down below, phenomenal. It looks just like the body of an actual crab. Sandro, he's a master of shaping. This whole head design is also pretty great as well, transitioning from those chunks of armor into lots of tiny little details and smaller pieces. It looks like a real crab's face. Also this lovely pop of Key Orange on these ball joint eyes, the azure highlights, the tips of everything ending in red. This mock is stunning. The colors are beautiful. There's so much to love here. All these satisfying transitions between pieces. Oh, I love everything about this. And finally, Calcifer Project gives us Taurus. Man, this collab is just a masterclass in good shaping. More of these animal tail pieces to achieve really realistic body designs. It's so good. And this face as well. I love the way they've used some of these white croissant pieces here around the nostrils and also on that bit there under the eye. That piece has a unique curvature to it, so utilizing that curvature for exactly these kinds of purposes, good idea. All of these gold highlights though, they're brilliant. The big blade coming out of the tail, that's a great way to cap that off. The Brutaka mask here that kind of transitions the leg into the body, that's cool, and it's just a nice place to put some armor. The big CCBS armor piece on the back, the lovely shape of these horns, the decorative helmet in gold. It's all so wonderful, isn't it? I especially love this decorative helmet here, using some of those ornate pieces, the same ones that we saw on the sun in Leo at the start of the video. It creates this almost kind of like chainmail look, but very like ornate, sort of mystical looking chainmail. I quite enjoy it. And I like the choice to also place some of these olive green leaves on here. Adding in a nice little accent of olive green was certainly the right move. Olive green, gold, and white. I guess little hints of black are in there too, but yeah, that's a lovely color scheme. And the way they've captured the anatomy of an ox or a bull, whatever you want to call it, mind-blowingly cool. So that's half of this collab. Again, stay tuned very soon for the next episode of the Bionicle Inspiration series, which will showcase the other 6. Get excited for that one. Now, if you've got a collab that you and your friends are doing, or one that you've seen online that I haven't covered before, or you've just got mocks that you'd like to see on this show, submit them to the submission email. It's on your screen right now. It's also in the description below. Send me whatever information you think is important in that email, attach some photos or send a link, whatever, and I'll do my best to feature it in an upcoming episode. Also, please check the links in the description below and see more from the builders that I showcased today. There'll be links to all of their social media there. But that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Happy building, and bye for now.